As a movie buff, I've spent over 3 decades watching films, and I can confidently say that Elf is one of those rare gems that manages to be both, and all heartwarmingly uh, funny and emotionally resonant. And it the opening scenes, while brimming with holiday cheer, set the stage for a tragic mystery that unfortunately gets swept under the rug as the story progresses. The initial scenes set up a poignant, enigmatic mystery that the movie quickly transcends. Well, Elf is arguably one of the few post 2000s Christmas films that has become synonymous with holiday classics. Packed with over the top amusement, this film features Will Ferrell as an elf raised human on a quest to reunite with his biological family in New York before Christmas. Uh, the 2003 movie titled Elf was helmed by Jon Favreau and scripted by David Barenbaum since its initial release. It has achieved remarkable success. Uh, Despite being primarily comical, the film features poignant moments that contribute to a delightful and engaging family flick, suitable for audiences of all ages. However, certain aspects of the storyline remain undeveloped because the movie prioritizes the retelling of the Christmas tale over intricately explaining every detail in the plot. The orphanage never found out what happened to Buddy as a baby. Tragic disappearance in New York City orphanage. The essence of this story is most clearly demonstrated at the beginning, set within the orphanage of uh, as a youngster, Buddy, originally born to Susan Wells, was put up for adoption due to circumstances that led Susan to lose touch with her romantic partner, Walter Hobbs, in the inability to raise a child alone. Um, with um, In this predicament, she made the difficult decision to give the child away for adoption. Uh, uh, on one magical Christmas night, the infant inadvertently found himself in Santa's pile of presents. Unbeknownst to old Saint Nick, by the time Santa discovered the child, he had already returned to his home up North Kingdom. The foundation of the tale remains incomplete, as it fails to shed light on one aspect of the occurrences. If an orphanage had reported a missing child, it would have been without any proof or leads to follow up on, leaving the investigation unresolved. Um, During its continuing function, uh, the the orphanage might have faced challenges reestablishing its reputation. Uh, it's plausible that those employed there endured emotional turmoil, trauma, shame, and guilt due to losing a child under such enigmatic conditions. Um, Even when Buddy the elf comes back to New York years later, this mystery remains unresolved. Why Santa Claus never returned Buddy after finding him in Elf's opening sequence. Santa Claus gave Buddy the elf a family for Christmas. The individual possessing the ultimate authority to intervene was none other than Santa Claus, known as the enchanted figure who distributes, presents globally each year. Santa held the capacity to return Buddy to the orphanage, which instead he thoughtfully decided to let some elves who found it challenging to have children um, adopt him. Um, as a result, Buddy became an elf child. and he lived a delightful, albeit peculiar, existence in the North Pole. In the movie Elf, Buddy, who didn't quite blend with the other elves, either metaphorically or physically, gave his all and was a lively part of the North Pole. In marched family to make more affairs of the city. The circumstances surrounding Santa possibly adjusting records at the orphanage or a missing child causing turmoil in the community remain uncertain. Nevertheless, Buddy lived a fulfilling life, uh, and he later got to reunite with his biological father after many years. Consequently, despite the somber backdrop of Elf, there was ultimately a positive resolution function. So it seems that Santa's decision to give Buddy to the elves was a Christmas miracle in itself. And who knows, maybe the elves were the real winners in this story. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,